So yeah guys, have you ever gone back and played an old video game and wondered how the fuck did I ever complete this thing? This has actually happened to me recently with 2008's Turok for the Xbox 360 and PS3. Yes, I remember playing this back in the day and loving it. I'm a big fucking dinosaur nerd, as everyone knows. And I adored this game, and I did finish it. And I've gone back to play it, and I can't fathom how the fuck I actually finished this game. Playing this game is like trying to dig a cellar with your fucking fingernails. That's how difficult it is. But before I get into the game itself, I'm going to give you a bit of a history lesson. The character of Turok himself first appeared in 1954 in Dell Comics' Turok, Son of Stone. It was essentially a pulp adventure that saw a Native American travel to a place called the Lost Land, and the Lost Land itself being populated by a menagerie of different prehistoric beasts and dinosaurs, making Turok's fight for survival even more perilous. Impressively, that original run of Turok, Son of Stone comics ran right up until 1982. Then in the 90s, Valiant Comics came into the picture and took the rights to Turok. It was then Nintendo Entertainment entered into the picture, asking Valiant for some of their properties, and one of these said properties was Turok, and that's how we got the amazing Turok for the N64. As the 90s went into the 2000s, Turok games dropped from Nintendo every so often, and one major constant among all these games was the difficulty. To the dicey platforming in the original Turok for the N64, to those dicey fucking aerial combat sections in Turok Evolution, there was always a difficulty curve that you had to master, but it was never unfair. Cut to Turok 2008. This game is so fucking difficult, it's like you fucked its mother and it wants revenge. That is the only way I can describe the difficulty of this game. And I'm not going to use the term difficulty curve, because there's no fucking curve. You just have to slog at that bastard, and by Christ, it's frustrating as fuck. Released in 2008 by Touchstone and Propaganda Games, this game sees you in the army boots of Joseph Turok, who is sent in with a group of space marines and crash lands on a newly terraformed planet in order to bring to justice his former commander, Kane, who's head of Turok's old unit, the Wolfpack. Kane set up his own military installation on the newly terraformed planet at the behest of an evil corporation. As a result of the advanced terraforming experiments going on this planet, it has spawned numerous dinosaurs and a primordial jungle. So not only does Turok and his men have to deal with Kane's paramilitary force, but also ravenous and vicious dinosaurs who begin to pick off Turok's men one at a time. And if you're listening to my description of this and thinking, wait, space marines trapped on a planet with hostile life forms and evil corporation, isn't that fucking aliens? You'd be right. This is essentially aliens, but switch out the xenomorphs with dinosaurs. And yeah, it's Turok with the plotline of aliens. And you know what? If you're going to steal from the best. I just wish this game lived up to the expectations of its kick-ass premise. It really fucking doesn't, and it's not one thing that ruins Turok 2008, it's a bunch of stuff, and it's not even little stuff either. I wouldn't mind if it was some niggly shit, but it is essentially mechanics that make you want to chuck your controller through the screen of your fucking telly. Maybe it was done to artificially extend the life of the campaign. I know a lot of video games in the past used to do that, make them that bit more difficult, so the game took a lot longer to play and finish. But this stuff is just, it's so fucking frustrating. If I had to cite a main culprit for the frustration of playing this game, it's actually two: piss-ass weapons and bullet spongy enemies. Now, this is a standard first-person shooter. You've got your SMGs, your shotguns, you've got more exotic weapons like rocket launchers, miniguns, flamethrowers, and they are all weak as fuck. You may as well piss in a dinosaur's face for all the good those weapons do, because they are an absolute fucking chore to use. As well as that stack of shite weapons, you're also given Turok's compound bow. It is a Turok game after all, and if Turok doesn't use a bow, then he's not really fucking Turok. But again, I think I used this maybe twice to do a stealth kill. You can get tech arrows like in the original. These are explosive arrows, but they're scarce as fuck. I think maybe I picked up one pack. But it's just really sad because the prior Turok games had an absolute kick-ass arsenal of weapons. I mean, the cerebral bore, That would have been a wicked weapon to have. And sure, they're trying to do a more quote-unquote realistic game, but couldn't it have been an experimental weapon that fucking Kane had cooked up? It's just sad that you get really shitty weapons in a franchise where the games always had fucking badass weapons. The weapon situation then leads on to my second issue with this game. Bullet spongy fucking enemies. Jesus fucking Christ. Okay, I get it. Dinosaurs are tough fucking customers, but Jesus. You may as well tickle these fucking tins balls for all the good you do. I ended up resorting to using the knife. Now there is a cool fucking mechanic where Turok can use his combat knife to stab the dinosaurs in the head or cut their throat when they come up close. And given how frustrated I was playing this game, it was so cathartic fucking murdering the shit out of these monsters that had killed me time and time again. You almost, and I do say almost, feel sorry for leathering the shit out of a raptor, then plunging your knife into its head. But it feels so fucking good after being killed for the 56th time by one of these fucking tins. Another thing that kind of irked me with this game was, considering it's supposed to be a kind of reboot or a legacy reboot of Turok the Dinosaur Hunter, the bestiary is kind of small. Now, in all honesty, the creature roster for the original Turok wasn't that expansive either. The majority of foes were velociraptors, and yeah, this game you are going to be mostly fighting velociraptors. These fuckers are bullet spongy as fuck, and as I said before, your best case is just take them out with the combat knife, because if you try and use a gun, you will be there for half a fucking week emptying lead into these prehistoric motherfuckers. Other creatures you'll have to fight is a surprisingly paleo-accurate Dilophosaurus, which was a pleasant surprise in this shitstorm of a game. A dromaeosaur that spits some kind of venom that isn't a Dilophosaurus, a variety of mini raptors and compies, and also some juvenile T-Rexes and their matriarch, playfully named Mother Superior, who Turok has numerous run-ins and is essentially the final boss of the game. There are also giant scorpions, don't get me fucking started on the giant scorpions, and lurkers, which are a kind of throwback to a foe in the original Turok game. Sadly, this game seems to be devoid of any herbivores, bar Parasaurolophus and a cameo from a Brontosaurus at the start of the game. There are no herbivores in the rest of the game. And I get it, maybe the developers thought, hey, gentle giants wouldn't be that much of a threat. But let me tell you, if something like a Triceratops or an Ankylosaurus got spooked, you would be in serious fucking trouble. I think they should have put in a couple more herbivores to really fill out the world and give you a bit of enemy variety. The other complaint I have is level design. The jungles and environments all look the same. And yeah, it's supposed to be a newly terraformed world, so there's not going to be much of a variety in the fauna and flora of the planet, but that said, it just made exploration of the levels very boring. Have I anything good to say about this game? Well, first off, the voice cast is superb. You have Timothy Olyphant as Cowboy, you have Powers Boothe as Kane, you have Ron Perlman as Slade, and you have William Fichtner as Logan. And they are not phoning it in. They are giving compelling performances throughout, so you genuinely feel for these men trapped on this dinosaur-infested planet. Speaking of the dinosaurs, yeah, the designs for the dinosaurs are pretty fucking cool. They're scary. This game makes dinosaurs scary. The designs for the raptors are these fucked up, gnarly looking creatures, and the sounds make them more pitbull-like than actual velociraptor, which most people might find a negative. I actually think it enhances the menace of the animals, and as I said before, this is one of the few portrayals of a paleo-accurate Dilophosaurus. There's no big wavy fucking fin and there's no spitting shite at you. It just genuinely showcases how dangerous this massive fucking Jurassic theropod could be without any bells and whistles. It's just a big, badass theropod that wants you dead. So at the end of the day, should you play Turok 2008? Fuck no. Absolutely not. Unless you're a masochist, avoid this game. Now, if you want a challenge, give it a go. but chances are you will literally kick the living shit out of your TV before you even reach the halfway point of this video game. If you are a Turok fan, stick to the games that came out in the N64, or for even more immersion, check out the Dell comics, the Valiant comics, and Dynamite done a really badass run, which was later turned into an animated movie, Turok Son of Stone, with native actor Adam Beach actually voicing Turok. So yeah guys, that's my review of Turok 2008. Have you played this Turok? And if not, have you played any video game that you went back to after so many years and wondered, how the fuck did I ever finish this? If you did, let me know what game that was in the comments below. My name's Martin, this has been the Trash Picture Show, and yeah, have a good one, take care, bye now.